And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because it's not my story. But it really impacted me today to realize that I think we go through this world not realizing that people are struggling and they have a difficult time asking for that word help. They will put on this face that says, I'm fine, everything's good, and it's not necessarily the case. And, you know, we were doing, we had done dinner for a couple in our church that recently had a baby, and I decided to deliver 2 more chickens to another precious member in our church. Hi, Jason Pete. And I knew this person would have difficulties asking for that. And I brought them to her home, and I messaged her and said, I'm outside, your chicken delivery's here. She came out and gave me a huge hug and just melted in my arms crying because she's just going through a hard time right now. And I just sat there giving her a hug for about a minute, and I'm telling you what, I said, you don't need to suffer in silence. People, we have people in our back doors. Hi, DW. We have people, and hi, Brazy Girl and Match, that's what I'm going to call you. We have people in our back doors that are in our churches, they're in our communities, that we can reach out to and connect and be those beacons of light, y'all, and show them that what we're doing here on the tubes is just as important as in person. I didn't do, my mom and I didn't do, and she's right here, I didn't do any major thing. We went to the Sam's Club and picked up 2 chickens, and we were already picking them up, hi Danielle, for someone else. But the chickens were not the part of the story. The part of the story was just bringing them and saying, here. And the more important thing is that that person needed the hug. That person needed to know, hey, I'm here. That person needed to know we love you. That person needed to know they're not alone. They don't have to be strong. And I said, my number, you got my number. You call if all you need to do is cry, or if you need to just talk, or you need to laugh, whatever you need to do, I'm here. I'm on. People, you've got people in your back doors that you can reach out to that are not going to sit there and say they need anything. And if you offer it, guess what they're going to say? I knew that going in. And the person said, I would have told you that. I don't need it. They needed that, but more importantly, they needed the hug. Now, I'm going to upload this week the JJ cookies, and they have a family member that loves them. And we made some today for the people that had the baby, and then I made sure that I put some aside. They said, that person's been asking for those. Guys, we've got people in our back doors that are just needing the connection. They're going through a tough time. It doesn't take much. And the blessing in that is I got to comfort a friend. I got to put a smile on that person's face. I got to give them a hug. And I said, you're not doing this by yourself. You're not alone. Man, that was, my mother said she was tearing up. She was in the car. You've got people in your back door. You know, doing and connecting through the YouTubes is practice for doing it out there in the real world. We can do so much better than what we're doing. We can. We've got this. We're showing the world through all of this, right? How this works, how connection on a daily basis works. It does make a difference. It does help. You guys can do this. Mom, if you gotta get out, that's fine. I'll sit here in a minute. For a minute, I'll be fine. My phone's charged enough. You got this. And you can do this. And it doesn't take much. Just do it. Sometimes people will not tell you that they need something. They're not going to tell you they need help. They're not going to ask for it. They don't want to bother you. And I'm not saying to be so forceful. I think you have to know where you can do it and where you can't. I knew that in this... That's fine. I knew in this instance I could arrive at that person's home with the 2 chickens and say, I'm here. I knew that they would be appreciative of them tremendously. You have to know where you can do it and where you can't. But I'm so glad I did. And I just reminded that person, hey, all you need to do is pick up that phone. I'm here. And I'm really going to be lifting that person in prayer a lot. I have been, but I'm going to really asking the Lord for strength for that person. And I'm probably going to be reaching out about every day with some kind of encouraging something or other, so that they know, hey, remember, we're here for you. She said, I've missed you. And I said, I'm right here. People, hugs and just being there are huge helps to people. Hi. We've got it. We can do it. It can be as little as a 2 $4.98 chickens from Sam's Club. But I'm guaranteeing you that the gift to her was not the chickens. The gift was me being there for a moment to say, you don't have to do this by yourself. And that made such an impact on me today. It really did, that I felt like it was important for me to get on here and say, guys, if we're gonna change the world for the better, we're gonna start. And maybe it's to start bringing people chickens from Sam's Club. But you know what? It's just a start in the littlest bit. It doesn't have to be major. Russell says, as much as you need the connection, it's so hard to ask, especially when you've been hurt before, for reaching out. Absolutely. Absolutely. Such an awesome feeling this evening. I saw a man with a sign saying hungry. I went to Burger King, hooked him up with a king-size meal and drink. So rewarding to know I may have made his day. That is awesome, Jason P. That is awesome. If I had Floppy Trophy, I'd be raising it to you. Yes, Crystal, it is hard to ask for help. It is. But sometimes we have to do it. And sometimes we need to remind the people that struggle with it, please ask for help. And it's not a character flaw at all, in any way, shape, or form. She's at her fair. I just got home from helping. Well, that's awesome. I've been praying that fair went well. And I just felt the need to get on and just tell you the story. It's a connection story. And, just reminding people, hey, I'm here. You don't have to do this by yourself. You don't have to suffer in silence. But the joy wasn't The joy wasn't the chickens, it was me being there. I had this instinct. I said to my mom when we went to pick up the 2 chickens for the couple that just had the baby, I thought, I just have this need to go pick up 2 more. Sometimes we need to listen to those little voices, guys. Sometimes God's trying to tell us, hey, I need you to pick up those 2 chickens and take them to this person. Because it's not the chickens they need. They need a hug. The chickens are just icing on the cake. And she'll use them. Same Jason, but I asked him what he wanted from the market. He said pepperoncinis and juice. I'm a big believer in doing something kind. Hopefully then that person will pay it forward. Mary, you were given a gift and forward it on. Love you, sis. I love you too. Brazy, I love helping people who are in need of caring person. I think I've recently come to the realization that I have high empathy. That's awesome. And I don't care if this person, I know the person, that person will. I don't care if she pays it forward or not. For me, you couldn't have gotten a better blessing of standing there, and I'm telling you what, back pain and all, I'd have stood there for 5 minutes or 10 minutes giving her a hug if that's what she needed. And I just ask, God knows who the person is. I'm not going to do them on here, but if you will please put up just some loving ones for that person. God knows exactly who they are to give them strength. They're getting through it. The person's getting better in their family, but just keep praying. Be praying for the doctors that they will keep moving forward and that healing will happen. It's all about the thought and effort that puts, absolutely. I just felt this little voice in my head saying, you need to pick up 2 more chickens. And sometimes we need to listen to that voice in our head that says, okay, I hear you. I need to pick up 2 more chickens. And I was thinking the other day when everybody, and I was going to say it too, when everybody was gifted memberships, I was going to say, so whenever anybody does gift a membership, I'm going to say, you all are throwing them disco balls all the way around. You're being beacons of light to somebody. Let's do that. That's why I picked the lighthouse for this. But this entire time, I've said to that person, yes, it was. I've said to that person, if you need anything, we're here. We're fine. They needed me there today. They weren't fine, guys. There's too many people in this world telling you they're fine when they're not. They have a mask on. They're scared to death to tell you that they're hurting. They're scared to death to tell you they're struggling because they've been hurt too many times. And it's a scary thing. Bracy, thank you for saying that. And if I could put ones up, I'd be putting ones up. I'm on my phone, so I can't do it very easily. I'm tired. I don't think it feels like the time Patty was here was an absolute, it had to be a dream. It didn't really happen. I haven't recovered from it at all. I'm still tired. And I've been resting and I've been recuperating. And I didn't want to go out today. I can tell you all, I did not want to go out. It was okay. Put it back in. I did not want to go out. But I made a commitment, my mom and I, to deliver 2 chickens to the people that just had the baby. And I needed to pick up 2 more. and I need to be there. So I didn't feel like doing it, but I'm sure dang on glad I did. And I know I'm going to have to remind that person I'm here. Don't have to be strong. You don't have to suffer in silence. You're going to get through this with a lot of people surrounding you. And I think that we forget that. We get so busy. You are in a crash after a adrenaline rush. When reality hits, yeah, I'm so numb. I mean, I've cried a little bit about Patty, but I'm so numb and tired, and sore, and I hurt that there's not much energy left. And I've been really hungry, like I mean hungry, and I think it's my body going, you've got to repair. And I've been trying to do a lot of protein in my body because I think it's what my body needs to recover from the week that I pushed it. But I've been hungry, and I've been like, okay, I got to put a lot of protein in my body. Yep, it's hard work. And so we were going to deliver the chickens, and the other person's house was 10 minutes away from that house. And I just got this call, and listen to that little voice. Because oftentimes, that little voice in your head is trying to tell you something. And if I had ignored that voice, she wouldn't have gotten the hug she needed today. She needed that hug. And dang on it, guys, I needed that hug today. When we're in the midst of difficulty, when things are hard, we have to serve other people, right? We have to be a service. Outside or in? That's it. Can't tell. That's outside. Make sure there's a bug and it was outside. It helps us to be of service to somebody else when we're going through a difficult time. And that's what we did today. We served somebody else, even though we didn't feel like it. And not because we didn't want to, but because we were like, we are tired. Now, my husband, Mr. Blessed to Crochet, he loves going outside. He loves it. He loves going out. He loves going for a drive and riding around. You know what he said to me today? He said, I've done enough driving around and riding around and going out and about, he said, to last me for 2 months. He said, I don't even want to do it. He didn't even want to do it. I'm like, it's the last thing we wanted to do, but it sure felt good. I can come home and I'm going to go get ready for bed. I'm going to go have a cup of tea. I'm going to go crochet. And in the back of my head, I'm going to say, thank you, Lord, for that little voice that you gave me to go be a beacon of light to somebody today that needed it. Because I remember what it was like when you first had a baby. You're exhausted. So that was already done. The other one was just a bonus. That other one, I will treasure that for as long as I live. Honest to goodness gracious. Yep. I know. I can't do any more. I did my medicine. I can't do any more. I will. Believe me, I've had, guys, hi Shelley, I have had the most loving people reach out to me every day since my aunt left. They know who they are. Are you okay? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking your medication? Are you doing what you should? Don't push it. I mean, I've had people just making sure that I'm involved, and that I'm doing okay, and I'm getting back into the modding with the lifeboat stuff. And last night I couldn't fall asleep for nothing for quite a while. And I got into Chow's thing and Pup Groomer, and I just laid there and rested. But I've had people reach out to me and connect with me to make sure I'm doing okay. I'm making sure they're doing okay. Today I made sure somebody that I care about in my church and my community is doing okay. Listen to that little voice, guys. Connect. You're doing it here on the YouTubes. Don't forget about the people out there. If they will just take this whole connection thing and run with it, we can change lives. I'm telling you, connection has changed this girl's life in tremendous ways. I'm better mentally, health-wise. I know that I look at this thinking, I don't know why leading up to this, up to Patty coming, was almost so nerve-wracking because it was the unknown. How am I going to feel to take her to the airport? How am I going to feel to say goodbye to her and all that? And now that's all done. But I can tell you what's keeping me on an even keel. Every solitary one of my connections. It really is. Connection, guys, is so important. If you don't think it is, it is. I'm better pain-wise. I'm better physically. And I can tell you that throughout, and we're going to start something once a month. And I'll start it towards the end of September. Yes, end of September. It's going to be called YouTube Chatter, once a month. And this is where people can come in that have YouTube channels that need help with watch hours or so forth. And I can give our little bit of advice about what we have learned on our little journey and kind of do it for people that are doing it. But I would really encourage everyone that y'all realize you have a channel when you don't have a channel. And I don't want to focus on channel this. I want to focus on stuff like I've been talking about prior to this. But I want to make it so that once a month we're kind of focusing on that, helping other people, helping other channels. I had a wonderful shout out from Starlight that came in yesterday. She did a wonderful shout out to me, and I really, really appreciate that. But just trying to give what we've learned, having you all connect with other channels in that atmosphere. We're going to start Lighthouse Mondays back again. And maybe have people say, listen, I need help with watch hours, and we can start helping them grow. But hi, Lisa, I really believe that even if you are not putting content on your channel, come in and listen to it. Because I really believe that it's really important for you guys to understand what the person is doing over here. Because I think the majority of people that are doing this, they take a while to get to that goal of 3,000 and 4,000. It doesn't happen within 2 or 3 days. That's the minority. It's really important for you all to understand all of the parts of it. Just like I've said to people, even if you're not raising an autistic individual, come in when we talk about autism because you will learn about it. You will understand it more. If you don't have anybody in your life that has fibromyalgia, come and learn about it. So when you hear about it, you can sit there and go, I understand that. I've heard somebody talk about that. I can understand. That's a really, really, can be, and it is, a debilitating thing to have to live with. So I would encourage those to come in and just learn and connect with other channels and maybe sit there and say, listen, I'm going to be that beacon of light and I'm going to go over and help that channel that's trying to accomplish that goal. We can do all of this together. You are making connections, but people, don't forget about the connections that are out there in your community and your local churches and so forth. Get involved with them. Show them this whole thing we call connection. It is so powerful. And all I did today was do what I was planning to do. And already what my mom and I had for the couple that had the baby. This was just another thing we chose to do. It was a little voice in the head that said, Mary, you've got to do this. You've got to get 2 more chickens. Cost $9.99, but it was priceless. And when I got back in the car, my mom looked at me, she goes, Mary, I'm glad you listened to that little voice. It said, thank you. Oh, Jason P., thank you so much, hon. Thank you so much. Thank you tremendously. I don't know if I can put things up because I'm on my phone, so I don't know how to do all that. I'm not using StreamYard, but I'm just telling y'all, it didn't matter the price of those chickens. I needed to give somebody a hug today because they needed it. Hi, Alfonso. They needed it. They needed that hug. So start getting involved with the people within your life that you can say, do you need anything? If they're going through a tough time, they very well may need it, but they may not be able to say, yes, I need it. They don't want to bother anybody. Know where you can do it. Not everybody would be able to take that. But know where you can do it. Self-isolating yourself does no good. It does absolutely no good whatsoever. Okay? It doesn't do any good. But let's not be afraid here. Let's start here. I challenge everybody here. If they need help, if you need to just say, listen, I'm struggling, let's put some ones up. I'm having a rough day. Right? If you need watch hours for your thing, channel because you'd like to grow it, hey, let people know within the chat. Come back after the video's done and put it in the comments. If you need prayer, put it in the comments, people. Put it in the comments. Say, listen, I'm going through, I need somebody to pray. If you need a prayer, you've got our email. Brazy, oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I love you all so much. Y'all are amazing. Absolutely. If you need prayer requests, send them to our email. We'll put them down and our family will be praying for you. 110%. We can start here. Right here in our own backyard. We got to do better. We have to do better. And everybody knows here that if they need anything, they just email us. People are connected with me on Facebook. If you need, I'm there. I may not understand what you're going through, but I'm going to be there as a listening ear. You've been there for me. You've had me covered. Gosh darn it, you've had me covered. You've had my family covered. You had Patty covered. And I will do whatever it can to return the favor. Connect. And I didn't get on this. I didn't get on this to tell everybody the story for anything else. But it was so impactful today that I felt, I don't care if I get on here and nothing happens, but I get to connect with you all and tell you, find some way to connect. People will not necessarily ask for help. I wasn't expecting that today. I really wasn't. I knew the person was going to be thrilled with the chickens. But I wasn't expecting for that person to come outside and just fall into my arms and cry. There wasn't much said between that. And I just sat there and I gave that person a hug. I said, I am here. You're not alone. You're not alone. Nobody is. And I just wanted to remind each and every one of you, whether it's here or in your own community, find places that you can go and start connecting and showing everybody what this whole thing is called, connection. And let's not suffer in silence at all. Let's not. None of us need to. None of us. Not one bit of us. Oh, Brazy, everybody does. Brazy, everybody that comes in here, just saw you all warm my heart, tell you. My counselor said on more than one occasion, the YouTube channel that you've created, your mom and you are getting the connection end of it. And she said, that is vital for you. And my daughter and my husband and my mom says, the connections that you have made through that has just been, you're so much more happy, if that's a word. You're so much happier. You're just, there's a difference in you since you've done that. I'm a talker. I could talk my whole family down. I talk. And my husband finally said, there's an outlet for you to talk. And you know one thing he said to me? You got a lot of wisdom. You've been through a lot that you could share with the world. You know, Tommy said on the lifeboat, if you got something to say, hit that red button. And I thought, nobody's going to want to listen to this girl. But I'm sure glad you all came beside and listened. And there were times where I got discouraged. When I go, I'm never going to get there. Well, we did, but here's the important thing I want people to realize. I didn't get there. We didn't get there on this channel by me. It was all of you. We did it all together. I'm a coach, so I ask how people are and listen intently from their heart. I connect with strangers every day and listen to others is the greatest gift. I think I have a good husband too, Danielle. But that's the important thing, is what Lisa just said. We have to listen. But here's the thing that here's the takeaway I want people to realize. I want people to realize this takeaway about this is on the surface, this person said, and I've asked, if there's anything you need, please let us know. Just be praying, I'm fine. In a little softer words, but that was the basis of it. That was what was coming through, right? It showed today, no, they're not fine. And I said to them, if you need me to come over and sit here and just be there to listen, that's what I'll do. If I had listened to what they had said, those 2 chickens would have never gotten brought. That hug would have never happened. That connection that they needed would have never happened if I had listened here. Sometimes, and I'm gonna stress this, you have to know where you can do it. If I had a friend who showed up at my door with 2 chickens and I was going through a difficult time, I would embrace it. There are some people, listen, I could show up with 2 chickens, they're not going to be thrilled, they're not going to embrace it. You have to know where you can do it. And I've done it before on occasion, and I knew I could do it again. And I'm so, so glad I did. I didn't listen to everything's fine. Yeah, not everything's fine, but I'm okay. Just pray for us. There's nothing I need. Instead, this was the real face. Honest to God. And I'll see that person tomorrow. You better believe it. They're going to get another hug. And I will keep reminding them again and again, please, know I am here. You're not alone. You do not have to do this by yourself. I know that you are okay. I've been watching you to make sure you're aren't isolating. I would be on auto message if you did. We love you. I usually ask what people need because it's hard to say nothing as an answer to the question as a quick, I'm fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, a lot of you are easy to love. You really are. Listen, I got brothers and sisters out there I never thought I'd have. I'm an only child. But I got brothers and sisters out there, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of them. You know, one thing I've realized is I may not be able to do it every day, but I wasn't even thinking of going live today, but I thought this story was so impactful that I wanted you all to hear it. I wanted you to hear that, you know what, guys, don't put the face on for people, for your friends. This person's a dear friend. We don't have to, high heavens fire, we don't have to put on a face for our friends. If they're true friends, we don't have to put a face on. And if they don't understand it, then they're not friends. Mary, what does it mean when people tell me that I have a big heart? It means you have a big heart. People tell me a lot too that I have a big heart. People have a big heart, it just means that they're there. They want to help. I'll be the first one. My family will tell you, I will do for others, and I will keep myself. I'll buy for others. I will get for others. I will do for others before I do for myself. My aunt was here, and we were loading, I'll sit there and I said, I'll do this now, and I'll hurt a hell of a lot later. I don't care. I'll just do it. And then believe me, my body does not like me but right now, but it's going to take a while for me to recover from everything. But you guys, when we have friends, let's work really, and I am taking care of myself, believe me. Because if not, I've got sisters and brothers that are going to come get me, believe me. Let's really start working on I think that's a great topic to start working on. Taking that mask off. Right? I've come on here and cried about my aunt, and I don't think I'm done. I don't think I'm done, y'all. As things progress, when we get that phone call, you may get a very emotional person on a live literally telling you she's gone. We have to work on connection. We also have to work with removing the mask. Does that mean that we need to be sad all the time? Good Lord, no way. But when things are not okay, when things are difficult or things are hard, this is the place in our own community is the place where we need to come about and do it. And maybe you know somebody that needs a Sam's Club chicken. And maybe that will open the door for a hug that they really need. You never know, guys. You never, ever know. There's a place out there called Lasagna Love. I got to put it in the description. And unfortunately, we've tried several times, so I've got to reapply for it. But they did it. Hey, Anthony, and you picked up a membership the other day. Somebody gifted memberships, and you were the one that picked up memberships. Picked up a membership. I forgot who it was. We have like 20 Blessed Disco Balls, and I think 4. Thank you very much, membership. But you picked up a membership. Anyway, what was it? Oh, our city is too small, and so when we've tried to apply for it, it says reapply. We're trying to find people in the area. But Lasagna Love's another great place to be able to get a lasagna delivered. I mean, I did it for my aunt one time because and they delivered it Christmas Eve. So you can look up Lasagna Love, and they have it all over, but we're just live in a very small town, and I don't think it has a lot of people to do it. But maybe that's something, if you can, maybe get involved with that. That they look for volunteers for that, to be able to prepare lasagnas, and be able to do that. Maybe find a soup kitchen. Maybe go and get involved with your church. I've started to say to our church, listen, every second or third Wednesday of the month, we're going to meet at the local little place, little sandwich shop. You come if you want to come, and then we'll go to church afterwards. What is it doing? It's fostering connection. I'm fostering it. People show up, they don't show up. Doesn't matter to me. I'm going to be there. It's making the connection happen. Because I think that we go through life, we look at people, they look happy, and everything's fine. And inside, they're absolutely wish that they had somebody that they could just give a hug and literally fall apart with. Honest to goodness. Much get on, cry if you need before through 2. It's hard to know you are losing a person. It hits harder at times than when you expect it for the weirdest reason. Absolutely. 110%. Friends usually look right past the mask anyway. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Coach, you have family here. We all have family. Every solitary one of us. This was a channel built for connection. Built for connection. I may have missed that in my whole thing. Going back. We are here for you. We're here for everybody. 110%. One time I was at where was it? I was at a grocery store, and there was a mother, and she had 2 grocery carts full of stuff. It wasn't 2, I think it was 1 grocery cart full of stuff. And she had these little kids, and they were just down, and she just looked like she was just so lost and so overwhelmed and so tired and so exhausted. And my mother and I went over and we started helping her. Why she chooses check out, I have no idea. Yep. Well, Lisa, if you ever need anything, please reach out to me. And she was just overwhelmed, right? And you know what we did? We went over and helped her load her groceries into bags. As she was ringing this stuff up. And she got out of there quicker because we were helping her load her groceries into bags. And she just looked at me and she looked at my mom and she goes, thank you. Whether I ever see her again or not doesn't matter. Remember the story about Elvis with the wheelchair, that person in the wheelchair. That he bought that electric wheelchair, he brought it to the house, he delivered it, and he left the house. And the bodyguard said to him, Elvis, I don't think she knew who you were. And her, bugs must like me, I tell you. Um, uh, I don't think she knew who you were. And he said, it doesn't matter who I am. It matters someone cares. Tonight, that happened. We can do that every day, guys, if we look for it. It can be the simplest of things. It really can. Find a way to impact somebody's life. And when they sit there and tell you, then you know they're going through something difficult or something hard. And they say, I'm okay. Guess what? Maybe we need to lovingly say, are you really okay? And sometimes, if you know they can do it, go deliver them a dinner. Maybe they're not going to tell you that. And it can be as simple as 2 chickens and a Caesar salad mix, and here you go. The one couple that had the baby, we did 2 chickens, 1 Caesar salad mix in a bag, pre-mashed potatoes from Sam's Club, and I made the peanut butter cookies. We did not do anything exciting. There was no fire. But we're going to show the world connection. It's not going to fix this world altogether. And I say that there's no way. It'd be nice to say we have connection, right? And we can do this thing and we're going to show the world and it's going to fix everything. It's not going to. If, depending on what you believe whatever you want to believe. I believe in Adam and Eve. Okay, we're here. They sinned. And the world has fallen since then. We're not going to be perfect until Jesus returns. However, we can make our little corner of the world just a little better. Because there's still going to be people in this world that are evil. And there's going to be people in this world that are going to do things that are out of our control. But we can show people that we can be beacons of light. And you may be a broken pieces of glass, but you can put it on a disco ball and shine like you can't believe. I'm the first to offer to help someone, but I'm the last one that would ask for help. I feel this deeply. I think that we definitely need to do more of a topic on asking for help. Because if you realize, and I did do a video on the lifeboat, and it's in the playlist if anybody wants to go back, and I did it with my mom specifically. If you realize that if you're willing to ask for help, you then become a blessing. If you don't have, I was able to bless somebody tonight, right? I became a blessing to them. If you ask for help, you are allowing someone else to become a blessing to you. By not asking and saying, I need help, you're not allowing them to bless you. Maybe they need to have that. Maybe it's going to make their day. And you know what? That's what we need. We still have the disco ball at my store. It hasn't been sold. However, if it doesn't really sell by next week, it's going to be taken down and sent for recycling. Oh. Well, I'm going to start working on the disco balls, and I will get the shirt up and running, guys. But you know, we got it. We got this. We got this. I think for sure the topic of really how if we can ask for help, we can really let people bless us. That then becomes a gift. I think also putting up our mask. Yeah, I'm okay when I'm not okay. How that can really end up being, to some degree, uh, really damaging to yourself. It really can. And I think that that would be an important topic. Yep. I've learned in college that asking for help is the key to independence. I love that, Alfonso. That's a great way to look at it too. We have to ask for help, guys. When my aunt was coming down here and she helped with the logistics side, Cricket, I could not. Every time I went and started looking for flights, I started crying. I couldn't do it. I was too overwhelmed. I said, this is ridiculous. My mother would look. She was too overwhelmed. But God had a plan. I needed to go to Cricket, who worked on finding the flights. And then all the other dominoes started falling. It all just started falling all together. It all came together. She found the flight we were supposed to have. All the connection points came together. Right? She was the first. Then all the other people fell into place. It was a group effort. And I thanked her last night tremendously. And she said, all I did was the logistic parts. And I said, yes, but you did the biggest thing at the time was getting that set. And then the others just fell into place. The other part was huge too. But none of that would have happened if it hadn't been for her doing the first part. Because we couldn't get past the first part because all of us were too overwhelmed and too exhausted and too emotional. I had to ask for help. And I'm really, really glad I did. We can't do everything by ourselves at all times without losing our mind. Absolutely, guys. 110%. I spent 4 hours cleaning my spare room at my parents' house today. My mom's sister is terminal, and I want to try to get my aunt to come for one last hug. You inspired me, Mary. Oh, hugs. If I could give you a big hug, Lisa, I would. Big hug, son. My prayers are with you and your family. I got my one last hug. I got my other last hug. I got two at the end. I got a week that I'll never forget. My aunt said she was coming to drive us crazy. She did. My daughter got a horseback riding time she'll never forget. And I have no regrets. None whatsoever. And Lisa, it's okay not to be okay. And remember that you have got family here if you need to reach out for anything. Please. 100%. We're not doing this thing by ourselves, guys. We're not. Got the light in, so attracting all the bugs. So I'm gonna get off here. I've got to. Yeah. Yeah. Well, my daughter and that picture of my daughter and my aunt on the horse was wonderful. That was tremendous. It was hard. I don't know how my aunt didn't cry. I couldn't help it because I think she probably cried when she got in the airport. She said, "Don't cry." And I gave her a hug and I said, I hope you're here for another 5 years to drive us crazy, but whenever you do go, get there, give Dad a big hug and Grandma and all them. So, she is, man, she's a spitfire. I've got a lot of strong, strong women in my family, and I realize that 110%. Hi, Sandy Wandy. I'm about ready to get off. I have to go inside, and my mom's going to help me because I'm really sore. I'm really tired. I have to go inside, and we have to make we're having a discussion after church tomorrow. So I've got taco meat. We got to grind that up, or to grind it, but we have to cook that up and get that ready so we can take that to church tomorrow. Because I'm bringing the stuff to make tacos. And then I have to, okay. Well, thank you, Brazy. Thank you, Jason. I have to make some peanut butter cookies for tomorrow. So, and then I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go to bed. I didn't sleep well at all last night. So I'm going to go to bed. See if I can get to bed to sleep before midnight. That would be awful nice. I really don't want to stay awake forever in a day. But I just really wanted to, yes, I'm going to be uploading the JJ cookies. Actually, we're going to try them because I got like mini chocolate chips to put in them. And so we will. But guys, get connected. Realize there's people within your own community that say they're fine when they're not. And they're there, and they could be your people and let them know you've got somebody to lean on. Let's spread them disco balls out, guys, and let's be those beacons of light to let people know we're here. This is what connection does. Hi, Mrs. G. About ready to get off here. I love each and every one of you. I will be on tomorrow, possibly as we go to church for our usual Sunday connection. A Lighthouse Monday will start next month again. And as well as Saturday Reflections. Those will start next month. And we'll get the daily devotions on all that kind of stuff back up again and running next month. But I'm going to then take the rest of the evening off, afternoon tomorrow, and just continue to get my body recovered because it's going to take a little bit. But we'll get there, and I thank you, everybody, for your love. And yes, the devotions will come back online. I just haven't had a chance to do it, but we'll get there. I love each and every one of you. Stay connected, you all. And I don't have Scott to lead us out, so remember one thing. God made one of you. Everybody else is taken. So be proud of being yourself. I sure am. And guess what? We got you covered. Thanks for getting us covered. Talk to y'all later. Love each and every one. Do not suffer in silence. Do not. Reach out if you need someone to talk to. Reach out put it in the comments if you need prayer requests after this is over with. Put it in the comments if you need subscribers or watch hours. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, what's stopping you? Make sure you hit the like button. And thank you all so much. And we love you. Stay connected, y'all. See y'all later. Bye-bye.